Well, today we're going to replace something that goes on every one of these Mk4s, even all the way up. This one happens to be a 2010 City model, so it's still a Mk4, just facelifted, different headlights, taillights, and junk. The high pressure power steering line. Like normally, they always go around these flares all the way around, and they're not that bad to replace. Just take your time. You don't need to have the bumper off. The bumper's off this one, actually, because it needs a little bit of repair. Also had a little ding in a curb this winter, so fix that up at some point here. But there's two different styles. A lot of people say, oh, they're all the same, you can replace them. This one here with the little squiggly tail like that, a nice sweeping down to straight, that is for your 5-speed or standard cars. Just so happens where I part them out and work on them, I have this one. This one is for your Mk4 automatic cars to go around, and it comes around and takes a big swoop for no freaking reason around the steering column there. There's probably a way better way of doing that. They are harder to replace on the automatic, just to get on that where it mounts to the rack. It is a lot easier on these ones. So you're gonna need right down there on the pump, the banjo bolt is a 22 mil. You can get at it from the underside with a wrench. Just put your box end on it and give it a quick turn and it'll thread out by hand. You can either take this nut off here, well, bolt, or there's a nut back in right there on the starter to take the whole bracket off. They're both 13 mils. I usually take the bracket one off because a lot of the time people wrestling with the lines and doing other things fold the line over in the little rubber mount, so it's impossible to get our socket on it without damaging more. And then the last one is way down in there on the steering rack. You can see the puddle of fluid. The easiest way to do that is a 19 mil. Jack it up, take off the tire, and I'll show you once I get it all done here. But you can go straight through with a couple extensions in your 19 on a ratchet, straight in to the rack, thread it out. You can do it by just turning the tire. One, it's hard because you have no power steering, and two, it's a lot easier to get straight on to thread it back in with the new line without it in the way. So anyway, 19, 13, and 22. That's all you need. And I'll see you in a bit. You're 22. Stir up on there. Wheel it off, and as you can see here, it's loose. But that bolt is one with the line, so that's going to take a little bit of fiddling around with to get separated. Good news is when I got the other one, I got the banjo bolt and kept the crush washer and everything off the other one. So if I break this bolt, as long as I don't hurt the pump, or if I break the line, it's not the end of the world, since I do have a full replacement that's going on it. It's just been a minute. Had to put the phone down, 2 hands. I got it off. I made the mistake. I thought it was completely running out of fluid. It is not, so recycling. If you take the hose clamp off of this one and put your drip tray down on your ground, you can drain the system through this one. It'll all bleed back in, and then when you crack it, you'll only get a little drip instead of a nice peeing mountain. But first one off, it was one with the top of it, because that's the crush washer on that is from the bottom. The top of the nut did not have a crush washer, so I'm surprised it didn't leak right from the get-go when that was put on by last time it was replaced, whoever did it. But we'll move on to the next one here, and I'll show you in a second. You can do a couple extensions, which I'm not set up for, and take that one off there. Or what I like to do is dump off your extensions, let your socket roll away under the car where you can't reach it. That's always great. Extend out your wrench for easy reaching purposes. 13 mil. Wrong? Really? Nope. It is 13. Nope. It's just a little crusty. It needs a little bit of help going on there. So that identifies as a hammer for the moment being. Because, you know, laying down on the ground, it's just, you don't want to get up, you know? You found your cozy place. You're just sitting here. Oh, anyway, put that on there. 13. And yep. Don't be alarmed, the whole thing will go a little fat first, especially with the crusty ass bolt. Fell off again. We'll shorten that up for more control. Let's put it back in sport mode. So there's that one there you take off. And then right little there. You know what? Why am I doing this with a hand ratchet? I have a nice, perfectly good electrical in the garage. That's better. So anyway, now we have the zooms. We just tried to do this with our weaker. Nope. We're gonna switch that out. Put her up on there. Not drop it. Back that out and let the bolt roll away where you can't reach it, just like the freaking other one. And we'll put that up there. And now we're done. Easy peasy. And now that's all loose all the way across there. It snakes in over top of your condenser line, as you can see the route, and then just sits in on top of your boop. Gets all tightened up. But now I prefer doing the bracket way, because then you can come back over here, put this one up, and then you can line your bracket up because it's in a rubber and, you know, it moves, where that one's kind of solider. That one is kind of solider. So anyway, now we're gonna move on. The one way back there. I'll take the wheel off and show you here in a minute. Once you get the wheel off, right there is that 19 mil, right there. Your socket, I don't know, I want that like 1.5 feet of extension, and the deep wobbly should be plenty in there. It does, no matter what. It just, oh, I have my finger in front of that shit. It's been a while since I did this. There. You know what? Break it free, no matter what. Just because of where it is, it does kind of suck to get it back in there no matter what you do to get it started. But that's it. A couple feet puts you right there with the ratchet, so you're not whacking your hands on anything. If you go further, you can come out past the rotor, but then you're not straight, you're kind of cattywampus on it. So that's what I got on the go there. You just give her tip of advice here, which I just made a boo-boo on because this was a little tighter than I anticipated. You put the ratchet down, you punch the rockers. So put the ratchet up, then you don't punch anything when it breaks free. Once you get her off, this one, that was probably important. And this one comes out that way. Yep. Big blow there. Which is also, didn't blow it there, it's probably gonna blow it there. But that comes out that way. This one, done. Crusty one out, new one in. All you do, reverse the process. Feed it up and over your condenser line there, so it's straight on. And loop it up in, and be careful with your new one that you don't get a bunch of dirt, debris in the end of your line when you put it up there. Make sure you try to get your bolt through before you feed it in. There is enough room to get your hand back there and help guide it. So you have your crush washer on the back and your crush washer on top, and you don't forget one and wonder why you can't get the fluid to stop pouring out. But that's it. All in all, including filming this, I'm into this, I don't know, 10 minutes now. just farting around, taking my time, you know. It's like 35 degrees out right now here. I don't know what that works out to in American standards or whatnot, but that's it. Then you put your tire back on, all back together. Maybe some BMW rims, and send it down the road. On to the next one. See you guys later. It's all back together, new line run, all buttoned up, all snug. You're gonna take your power steering cap off, fill that up with fluid. Go and start your car, make sure it's well sport, not gonna fall on your face or any of that stuff. Turn your wheel, hard turn one way, hard turn the other way. A couple times, come back, check your fluid again, top it up to the correct level, cycle it again. Do that 2 or 3 times. That way you bleed all the air out of the system. Happy pump, happy everything. And if nothing explodes that you've touched, then you're good to go and you get your power steering back. It's just that easy. I'm sweating my butt off, and I've been out here, about a half hour total just puttering. That's it for this one. See you next time.